This is the ENGWE M20. It looks like a mini motorbike, and it gets me up steep hills and across town without leaving me sweaty or stressed. I would put it in the fat tire electric bike category that leans toward a retro moped vibe. It is for riders who want a relaxed, confidence-boosting commute during the week and a fun, go-anywhere cruiser on the weekend. If you want a pure workout bike that lives for long, high-cadence pedaling, this is not that. If you want throttle on tap, steady pedal assist, and a comfortable ride over rough streets, it fits right in. The design is what pulled me in immediately. The frame has that double-top tube look with room for 1 or 2 batteries, and the long bench-style seat gives it a small motorcycle profile. The 20-inch by 4-inch fat tires and the oversized headlight make it hard to ignore. Those chunky tires are not just for show. They smooth out broken pavement and keep the bike planted on gravel and grass. Full suspension, meaning there are shock absorbers in the front and the rear, matters more than it sounds. When I roll across potholes or hop from asphalt to a dirt path, I do not get that jarring hit through my hands and lower back. The seat is padded and genuinely comfortable for longer rides, but the height is fixed. I am 5 feet 8 inches, and it fits me fine for a mix of throttle and pedal assist. If you are a much taller rider or you want a lot of full power pedaling, you might feel a little cramped. With both batteries installed, the bike is on the heavy side, well over 99 pounds. It is not something I would want to carry upstairs. Once it is moving, the weight disappears behind the strong motor and the stable chassis. Setup felt straightforward. The bike arrived mostly assembled. I mounted the front wheel, tightened the handlebar, added a couple of accessories, and was out for a shakedown ride the same afternoon. The included tools were enough. After a short charge and a quick check of tire pressure and brake alignment, I was rolling. The controls are simple. The liquid crystal display wakes up with a press and the readout is clear in daylight. I can see speed, battery percentage, pedal assist level, and trip distance at a glance. There are 5 pedal assist levels. I usually sit in level 3 on neighborhood streets and bump to level 4 when I want to keep pace with city traffic. The throttle has a smooth ramp. It does not jerk forward from a stop. It eases in, then pulls harder as I add more twist. Shifting is handled by a 7-speed twist shifter. It took me one ride to get a feel for which gear I want for climbs, flats, and coasting back down. What matters most here is how it moves. The motor is rated at 750 watts with peak power around 1000 watts. Numbers aside, on the road that means I can roll up long, annoying grades without grinding. I use pedal assist and keep a steady cadence while the bike does the heavy lifting. On flat stretches, I regularly see around 28 miles per hour. That is plenty for the kind of urban riding I do. Acceleration is confident but not jumpy, which feels safer when I am threading through intersections or easing around parked cars. The mechanical disc brakes are predictable and strong in normal riding. In hard stops from higher speeds, I still slow down in time, but I would not mind a little more initial bite. Hydraulic brakes would lift the braking feel a notch, yet for daily use these are fine after a quick bedding in. Comfort and grip are where this bike surprised me. The fat tires allow lower pressure, which, combined with the suspension, takes the edge off cracked pavement and those raised seams that usually rattle your teeth. On grass, compact dirt, and light gravel, the tires feel planted. I never felt the front wander or the rear step out, even when I stood up and let the motor pull me through a soft patch. The bike has a low-noise motor, so even at top assist it stays quiet. There is none of that high-pitched whine that some electric setups give you, which makes long rides feel more relaxed. In daily use, the small details matter. The headlight is bright and wide enough to give me confidence on early morning rides. The tail light brightens under braking, and it is very visible to cars behind me. The horn is not a toy. It is loud enough to alert a distracted driver or a pedestrian wearing headphones. The dual battery option is the feature that changes how I plan rides. With 2 batteries, the range ENGWE claims is up to 94 miles. I have not drained both from full in one continuous ride, but I have done more than 40 miles in a day using a mix of pedal assist and throttle, and I still had plenty of charge for another outing. If I know I will only be hopping around the neighborhood, I sometimes pull one battery to shave some weight. But when I want to explore, two batteries make the whole day possible without range anxiety. I have been using the ENGWE M20 for my commute to school as well as wandering around town for fun. A typical commute for me is a few miles of neighborhood streets, a short stretch of a busier road, and then a campus loop with a couple of hills. I start in pedal assist level 2 to warm up, then jump to level 3 or 4 to match traffic speed. When I hit the hill near campus, I downshift and let the motor hold a steady pace. I arrive feeling fresh, not sweaty, and I still get a bit of exercise from the pedaling. On the way home, I sometimes take an alternate route that cuts through a park. The bike handles that change in terrain without any drama. After class, I lock the frame, pop out one battery to charge in a common area if I need to, and the second battery stays on the bike. That flexibility means I never worry about getting stranded. I also took it on a longer Saturday loop that mixes paved trails, a gravel connector, and a waterfront promenade. The fat tires smoothed the chatter on the gravel and stayed quiet on pavement. The suspension kept my arms relaxed even after a couple of hours. The seat remained comfortable without hot spots. The only thing I noticed after a long ride is that the bench-style seat keeps me in one position, so I take quick breaks to stretch if I am out for more than an hour and a half. When a storm rolled through one evening, I still rode home. The tires held traction in light rain, and the brakes remained consistent. I was glad the tail light lit up under braking, because it made me much more visible in traffic spray. A few thoughtful touches make day-to-day life easier. The display menu is simple, so I did not have to memorize button combinations. The motor response has a natural feel, with each pedal assist step feeling like a meaningful change rather than a tiny bump. The cable routing is tidy enough that it does not snag anything when I lock the bike. The chain stays quiet once you give it a proper lube after a couple of muddy rides. I appreciate that the bike arrived about 90% assembled, because not everyone wants to spend an entire afternoon tuning a new bike. I gave the spokes a quick check after the first week, and everything stayed true. There are a few trade-offs to keep in mind. The fixed seat height means there is no perfect fit for every rider. If you love spinning a high cadence and rely heavily on your legs, the geometry will feel more like a cruiser than a traditional bicycle. The weight is real. If you live on a walk-up without an elevator, think about where you will store and charge it. Mechanical brakes get the job done, but riders who crave sharp lever feel might wish for hydraulics. None of those are deal breakers for me because the core ride quality, the range with two batteries, and the overall stability outweigh those compromises. If you are upgrading from a regular bicycle and want something that makes hills, headwinds, and longer distances feel easy, this is a great match. If you commute across mixed terrain, or you just want that mope-style ride with the comfort of fat tires and suspension, it will put a grin on your face. Riders who are very tall, or who need to carry the bike upstairs every day, or who want a lightweight machine for long-distance pedaling workouts, should think about those limits. For everyone else who wants reliable power, real range, and a design that turns heads at stoplights, the ENGWE M20 delivers what it promises in a very practical way. I will share detailed information about the ENGWE M20 in the comments section. Everyone, thank you for watching.